Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with another video where I am going to discuss blogger logistics. The logistics of a food blogger here. And that is why I have assembled this collection of various drinks. For those of you who are new to this channel, in almost every video, I consume a beverage. And I do so because I'm a food blogger. And I have a vast storage of outdated beverages that I just need to use up. For example, this Cut Energy is 2 years out of date. Almost to the day that I'm filming this. This coffee cold brew is about a year out of date. Either there's no year on this or this is 4 years out of date. This should be fine. I don't know if there's even a... Yeah, this is still good for another 2 years. About a year. A little over a year. Again, more than a year. About a year. And this should be fine as well. Yeah, I think this is fine. I mean, I just purchased this not long ago. But this brings up one of the logistical issues. These are all products I purchased to review them. And purchasing them to review them, you know, I reviewed them and then they sat. Some of these things I haven't even reviewed yet. Like this coffee, you know, I really should get to that sometime soon. I don't know if I can even give an accurate review at this point. But I don't need reviews. It was on sale. It was cheap. So before I go any further, let me remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean then pulls a ton of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I'm giving the entire world an opportunity to do something good for the environment for free. I suggest that you take that. Now, another bit of logistics is you may notice that the ice is at the bottom, not the top. It's slowly making its way up. That is because after doing these videos, I often store the leftover ice in the refrigerator or in the freezer where it freezes to the bottom of the glass. This adds an interesting dynamic to these videos that I have to wait until the ice begins to float to the top to cool the beverage. But being a food blogger, you know, you have to buy a certain amount of whatever it is you're blogging. So like these things, I believe I originally purchased 3 of them. I've drinking 2 of them. I have 1 left. I got pushed to the back of my refrigerator. I cleaned out my refrigerator. Here it is. And even this Cut Energy, what happened was I got 2 flavors of it. That's what they had. They were on sale. One flavor got buried under the rubble, and the other flavor I consumed the entirety of. The flavor I liked the most is the one I consumed. So having these things, I mean, yeah, this is an energy drink. It's designed to boost your workout. I don't think it would do that at this point, and I've got like 4 cans left because they were selling it by the case. It was a really great deal, and normally I work at night, so I need energy drinks. Watermelon pomegranate. An interesting flavor. But, so they're are a number of logistical issues that now associate with this. One of them is storing them. Obviously, the most standard can is this one. So the standard can is going to be what's easiest to store. I could stack all of my standard cans together, keep them over there. Every time I need to make a video, go over there and grab one and use it, okay? For the purpose of these videos, I have learned that what you would not want to do is chill them because, of course, the ice frozen to the bottom thing. I'd have to stop storing this ice in the freezer because once it's chilled, it's just going to take too long. But then we have, like, obviously nothing else fits this size. So this is the odd container. You'll note that these two almost line up so that I could store them together, except for the fact this is an energy drink. This is a fruit beverage. Okay? I can only have one energy drink per day safely. Consuming more than that is something that I would only do if I were on deadline and I had to, finish something up. So, you don't want to do that. But in addition, these energy drinks can be used differently. So normally I add some form of alcohol. It's kind of early in the day for me, so I'm not doing that in this video. But normally I do add an alcohol to this. And adding an alcohol to this generally means that the particular type of brew has got to be specific. Now, of course, once I've put pomegranate watermelon in here, the ice will be stained. And that will mean that it's not a good idea to, for example, top it off with coffee, because that's just not going to work. You're going to have tainting your coffee with watermelon pomegranate, and that may actually be a nice flavor. I mean, there's no reason you can't do that, but generally you would want to either add something stronger like this. This is a Warhead's Sour Peach Soda. And I can tell you, if I dump that in there, you're not going to taste any watermelon anymore. Nope. That's going to go away. But if I am adding alcohol, the flavor is going to be impacted. And I have a chocolate vodka that I'm trying to use up. I have a cinnamon vodka that's still in the cabinet. And I have a coffee vodka. So those flavors, cinnamon can pretty much go with most things. But, there's certain things you want it to go with. I sound like a dolphin, don't I? Anyway. So yeah, this is one of those logistical questions I have to ask myself. I mean, how do I store this stuff? How do I put it together in such a way as I know I'm going to use it properly? And I mean, basically I need one space for these type of cans, which are the most common thing I review in terms of beverages. And I do need to store them properly because I think I might have one here. Let me check. Yeah. Remember this stuff? Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. 2 years out of date. I don't even remember what it tastes like. But because that's not a very appetizing flavor to begin with, I'm pretty sure, it was just sitting there. I know as I clean up my house, I'm going to run into more and more of these cans of outdated soda that probably taste weird. I'm a diabetic, so I can only have so much sugar. And almost all of these contain sugar. All right? This one is 10 calories, so it's the lowest in sugar. This one is 70. This one is 80. This one is also 80. This one is 100. This one is 210. So almost all of these beverages contain some kind of sugar. This is a zero sugar beverage, but even then, artificial sweeteners can negatively impact my diabetes. So I have to be careful even drinking those. And I have a bad reaction to artificial sugars anyway. So again, what do you do with all this? The most logical thing to do would be to store these things in terms of newest to oldest. So all the things that are outdated would be the ones I want to use first because they have a limited shelf life. And eventually they will go bad. 100 years from now, you can't crack one of these open. Well, I mean, you may be able to crack one of these open and still drink it. That's a possibility. But, obviously, the things I haven't reviewed should probably be my priority one. All right? And that would be this and this. Everything else here I think I have reviewed, although I don't think I intended to review this and I don't have enough to review it. So that was just something I purchased to drink. Okay, so now you've got your first thing is that your number one priority is review what you haven't reviewed because you need to use that review. And now my goal for my review blog is to always have a year's worth of reviews ahead of schedule. All right, and this is because I'm depressed. I suffer from depression. And if I'm not a year ahead of schedule, I often miss days. So it's one of those things that would happen is I would have everything scheduled up to a month and then I'd have a bad month and, I would be working too much or working a lot of overtime or I'd be focusing on something else. And then that would just fall apart. So one of the things I do just got splashed in the face. One of the things I do is that I have that year buffer. And once I have that year buffer, my first priority is always going to be maintaining the buffer. Okay, you wake up in the morning and you sit down at your desk and the first thing you say is, okay, where is my best project? Where is my most secure project? That's the one you work on, okay, until you've reached that year. And then you go down to the next one. So I can tell you for my review blog for these products, it's a year. For my photography blog, it's a little under a year. For my quote blog, it's around 11 months. Then you would get this channel is what's next. Shorts on this channel, I'm maybe a month ahead right now. Not in a row. Long form videos, I'm about 4 months ahead. And okay, then you go to the next channel and the next channel and the next channel. And you work your way down until whatever your worst property is the one that you have to work on. And I mean, that's kind of counterintuitive. You should generally focus on where you're weakest, but one of the things about that, of course, is that focusing on where you're strongest keeps you strong, and focusing on your weakest improves the most. So I mean, if I took my worst worst project and said, okay, this is what I'm going to work on, by the time I'm up to date on that, I'd be behind on everything else. So yeah, logistically speaking, this is my nightmare. And, dealing with it goes all the way from the very simple, well, just start at one point and work your way to the next point and not worry about it too much. And then the other end of that is organize everything so that you're in this perfect position to get it all done. Which philosophy is the best? Neither. If I wanted to catalog everything and arrange everything by particular numbers and whatever have you, it would take a lot of time, and that's time that I could be using to use up these products and get things done. So I don't want to do that. On the other hand, just starting at one point and going to the next, well, it means that I'm going to have a lot of rubbish sitting around, and I have to get everything squared away and stored properly. So it's one problem or the other. Anyway, so just more of me rambling. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Richard. Hi everybody, I'm Danger Ducky, and this is the part of the video where I remind you to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm also giving time for there to be links to the next video and subscriptions. You should comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers, this channel will buy a bracelet from For Ocean, and that will pull a pound of trash out of the ocean. It's a big ocean, and there's a lot of trash there. We also buy medals from the Conqueror, and every one of those means that 5 trees are planted, so that we will have a cleaner world for you and me to live in. Danger Donkey says, be a good Samaritan, float like a butterfly, and comment, like, and subscribe!